Brand new corner lights here, all just pulled out of the box. So about to install these. Got these little special little clips in here. Just look like this. These are from carclips.co.nz. So if you're from New Zealand, you can buy these. They're like $11 for a bag, I think it is. And that's going to look pretty awesome. Pretty clean. Starting on my hood lining now. So I kind of need to do this before any of my interior goes in there, because it's the first thing that goes in. So as you can see, it is a light sort of light grey with a pattern on it, and all this is pretty deteriorated and pretty scummy looking, and it's all peeling off from the sunroof controls. So I'm going to attempt to try and redo this myself. Watched a few YouTube channels and bought some material, proper hood lining material. So let's hope this all works out. So I'll show you what I got once I bring it out. Here's the new hood lining fabric. So yeah, what a difference, eh? Old and scungy versus this nice stuff. Got the pattern in it, foam back. Just finished doing underneath, so I've just literally sprayed the glue on the edge, fold up and around all the surfaces, and yeah, just looking like that. So pretty straightforward and simple. All finished on the top side, all looking good. It's all moulded around the shapes quite nicely. So yeah, quite happy with that. Just in the process of removing my dash to pull this loom out. So there's bolt there, which was very hard to get this little vent out without trying to lever off the dash, because I don't want to crack it. So that's what it looks like. Clip on the side there, that little piece there, little clip up there. So I actually end up putting my screwdriver on the side there and gently levering it, and then putting my ruler on there so I could sort of lever off the ruler instead of pushing to the dash to crack it. Bolt in there, which I've actually smashed my clocks around without even trying. It just cracked straight away, so I've had to buy a new one of these, and I'm going to have to paint it brown because they come black. But yeah, just brush aways. I literally just touched the spring piece on the back on here from around here, and it just cracked without even trying. Screws up here, and there's a clip thing up in the middle there which just had to pop, and some nuts up there on those little studs, and some more screws at the bottom. So this is about to pull out now. It's just a pain. This dash loom goes right up the back behind all the vents and stuff, because part of it isn't. It's all in the front out here. Here we go. Got access to the wiring now, but to get to that, man, you have to pull out all this bar here and all the vents that go up there, because you couldn't pull the vents out without pulling this bar out. And drop the steering wheel column. Yeah, what a mission. So hopefully it's worthwhile doing this, but pretty straightforward now. I've got everything off, so I'm just going to unplug all this and then put the new piece in, and let's hope all the plugs all meet up. Right, so here's all the Kouki loom, which has the ECU plug on it, and this will take out the wire that goes through, that goes and has the connection for the ZenQ plug over there. So yeah, all this is pulled out, although there's all these other wires that are connected into random things which I'm not sure what they're for. So hopefully this can all simplify it once it's all up in there. So I'm going to start feeding it in. Hopefully all these electrical plugs from the existing fans and all that stuff will all click in. Otherwise it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. So I'm just going to take it as it comes. Just removed all the loom, so as you can see, not too pretty. So that's engine loom, and all this front piece which goes up and around and up through there, up through the inner guard there. So this is the engine loom, the new one. So instead of going through this big munted hole which I had to pull everything out of, it now goes through this big hole, this big grommet, which is actually torn. So yeah, a bit tidier. Just do something with that later on when I paint the rest of the engine bay. So I'm going to feed this engine loom in, and then start feeding other loom that goes up through the guards, and hopefully it all hooks up to the appropriate plugs in there. Same as that one, that's a new loom up there, so nice and tidy, it just comes down, and got one of the ECU plugs there, a couple other ones just hanging, and you see the other ones are poking through there. Finished putting all the dash back in, all this bar and all the wiring and all these brackets. Got new radio brackets here, genuine Toyota ones, and put all the heaters and all that stuff in there. So now I'm about to mount the dash back in and hook all these air ducts up and up into there, and then I can start piece together everything else. Bonnet's all been fitted up, and I've just spent about 6 hours putting these headlights on and getting all these gaps all mint. As you can see, it's all looking fresh and super clean, new bolts and everything. Clean up the headlights, fit the old eyelids, and yeah, so I'm about to put these covers on around the lights on both sides and make it look how it should. So back to the old front bumper. I still don't have bumper irons that come off here, which go onto the chassis rails, but I'm either going to make something up or just keep looking. But as you can see, this is warped again, all up and down all the way through. So what I've done is got this furniture box section, which I'm just going to put a slight curve in and actually put it in the top here and make some little brackets that come down onto these bits with the where it mounts the bumper irons. That way it keeps the top nice and straight. Well, that's the plan anyway. I'll have to heat up when I stick it in there, but yeah, not happy about it going wobbly again. Just put a curve in this box section, so box section means it's hollow, so it's not very heavy. So the curves to match the curvature of this bumper. This is my finished bar from inside my front bumper, so I've just painted it black, welded all these little brackets on, so they're going to hook onto where the bumper mounts go, and I'll put double side tape on there just so it all sticks down. So yeah, it's all looking tidy. So I'm going to bolt this into my front bumper and then heat up the top and then peel off this double side tape, and that should hopefully keep it stuck and retain its memory. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Nicely bolted in now, so I'm just about to heat this top piece up and then clamp all this down and let it cool. Just pull the clamps off this since it's cooled down, and yeah, that's looking so much better. Nice and straight, no wiggles. So now I'm just going to get some coarse sandpaper on the sander and actually skim across this to shave it so we straighter than it was, and then we'll leave it there. The mighty Corolla, and just checking, I was checking its bumper mounts inside there, as I don't have the mounts for this bumper yet, just to see if I could buy some and modify them to make them fit, make my own brackets, but yeah, they're slightly different. Yeah, just got a warrant of fitness today, so yeah, be driving this to work. Started work on my rear bumper, so just been ironing out some of the imperfections in the corner there. About to plastic weld this split up, and this little plastic weld that piece up, and I'll just sand these all around. Best thing about these bumpers are quite thick, so you can got lots to shave off and shape. So yeah, got to do this. This is all plastic dip, by the way, so I tried scraping it off, but I'm just going to sand it. Probably the easiest way around it. The rest of the bumper's pretty good, so it's just this, this, and a few little dents here and there, but overall she's a pretty good straight bumper. Both bumpers all done now, ready for primer. So yeah, I've sanded this back with 180 and finish off with 320 just to smooth off so it's not so furry when you prime it. And yeah, these are looking really good. The brace is looking good still. The shape's still holding up. Still nice and straight. So very stoked with that. So yeah, prime time and then paint time. Bumpers are all primed up now, so looking all nice and yeah, pretty good. Nice and uniform in one colour. It's pretty much what it's going to look like when it's fully painted, but only natural top coat. This is black primer. Nice to be seeing it all uniform, and it's still nice and straight. So in the meantime, I've been blasting on my bumper irons. So I've got front ones now and rear ones. Well, we've always had the rear ones, but not the front for the Zinky Torino bumper. So yeah, these just been blasted in there, and I've just sprayed them with the Worth aerosol satin black, which almost looks like a powder coat finish. So these are all looking nice and fresh once they go back on the car. Just been sanding up these bumpers, so another night sanding these. Just all the hand sanding all around these little grooves and areas. At least this, I know now that the lip goes on there, so I don't have to worry about being too fussy at the bottom. But yeah, it's going to be fun sanding through all these little grill things, and just hand sanding all up around these grooves. Done the rear one, so that's all ready to go. Just a matter of wiping it down and it can be sprayed. So yeah, it's some good progress, just slow and tedious. Windscreen panel trim, so this bolts to the bottom of the windscreen where the wipers come up. So there was always some sort of repair going on here, so I've just had in the blaster, and yeah, there's a lot of holes. Someone's bolted it up before, so yeah, it's all looking pretty. So what I've done is made up a little template of this end, so that's pretty much the same shape as that. So what I'm going to do is recreate this end, and we'll just weld it on there. There's a little swage in there, so I'll do my best to try and get that in there too. But and put that little lip on there where it's all folded around. Just cut off the old end and remade this new one, put that swage through it. So looking pretty good now. So I'm just going to take it home and trial fit it, make sure it fits, and then bring it back and finish it off. Something a bit different tonight. Down at work again and working on mirrors. So I pulled these lenses out, and it's got a little screw on there which can be accessed by one of these holes here. So yeah, pull these out, and these are rusty. I was probably going to turn a blind eye to it and just spray some rust colour on it, but I'm going to unscrew all these. Just took that one out and see if I can get this out and possibly blast them, and then just stick them back in so they're all fresh and not all festery. And also repaint these. These are just plastic dip at the moment, so just finished blasting up all these bits here, which is pretty much what I pulled out like that. It's just bare at the moment, nothing in it. So yeah, big difference. I'm going to paint this up with just some rust neutralizer and some black paint, and then the paint will get in there from spraying the mirrors in. Finished prepping up my mirrors, so that's just got a black primer over top just to seal it off, all the raw plastic, and just finished sanding off this front panel which goes at the bottom of the windscreen. So they're both ready for paint, and I'm going to paint those at the same time as the bumper. So these are the rear arch covers. They've got a few dinks and things like that in it. So what I've done when I bought my hood lining is I purchased some brown vinyl, and I'm planning to try and stick it over top of that just to make it nice and tidy. I'm not too sure how I'm going to get on with all the curves and stuff, but I'm just concerned as long as I can get the main piece that you can see looking pretty good, I'll be happy. And if there's some crinkles down below the seat line, well, that doesn't really matter too much. Same with up there where the panel goes, but it'd be nice if we can get it nice and tight and good looking. Should be a bit easier to work with than the hood lining because it's all actual vinyl and it's not very thick, whereas the vinyl's like spongy and yeah, less temperamental to pulling it up and sticking it back down. So I've got the high strength adhesive there, ADOS, which has a high heat tolerance too, so when the car's hot on a hot day, it's not going to all start to come off. It's what it is for the hood lining too. So yeah, I might spray some of this up off the car and then stick it in here so it's something firm to push against, and attempt to try and push it on there, and then I'll trim up all the edges afterwards. So yeah, just got some speaker wiring behind there, but I'll tidy all that up once I'm going through. This is actually my aerial for my radio, because because I don't have an aerial in the guard, so I've actually put up the side here. So it just hooks into the aerial plug, which is somewhere down there, and it goes up around there, up the side there, and up over the wheel arch. Just put the vinyl on, and so far looking better than I was expecting, to be honest. This main area, which I wanted, is pretty good. There's one little lump there from one of these dink things, but that's not really too much of a concern. That won't keep staying down, but once again the cover comes down over top of that, so you won't see that anyway, and the seat comes up over that, so it's just where it's all folded around in an awkward shape, and just fold it up around this thing. The second cover's all done, so that's all looking nice and smart as well. So pretty stoked with those. Little yeah, it's like $14.95 for a metre of this brown stuff, metre by 1500 and 1.5 meters. Yeah, so it's not perfect, but it's certainly improved the look. Just bolted the old hood lining up, well, clipped it in place, and just put the front panel up here. So yeah, this still got to go up a bit more, and that's got to go up. Just pulled out brand new light. We've always had one, but the actual thing's been broken off, so yeah, bought that off online, so it'll tidy it up. Just been cleaning up the controls for the sunroof and the centre light up here. I'm going to start putting these other trims in just to hold this up to where it should be, and I guess the side ones can start probably popping in. So I'm about to put these side trims in, but before I do that I've got to put the rubbers on. So I've got brand new ones, both the same part number. Bumper's all painted now. Check this out, looking pretty sweet. So this is a G30 paint, which is like an industrial, quite a heavy duty sort of paint, which has a nice satin sort of finish. Yeah, the grill's looking mint. Everything was looking good. Same for where the repair was. It's looking pretty much perfect. Yeah, looking good. Done my mirrors. They're looking mint too. All inside. Just take off that little ball that's in the middle. The rear bumper's looking just the same. Really good. Nice and uniform. Just been painted about an hour ago, 45 minutes ago. It's all still curing and going off. Here we are for the two bumpers. So I've just been sanding up all the bits that go white and just put the fine line tape around it, ready to mask up and get painted. So just finished the front pieces as well. So these taper, it's 50 mils at the bottom there, and it goes to 40 mils at the top there. I did a bit of research and asked some questions online and got the answer. So they were ready to go, both sides. All looking pretty good. So that's the final part for these bumpers. And it just comes in a little bit from the light so it doesn't go right around. So yeah, all looking good, coming together. Still got to do this panel here. And just finished doing this piece here, which goes on the rear wiper, just painted. Bumpers all painted, looking pretty awesome. Like always, nice straight lines, nice and crisp all the way around. So it's fresh when you painted about an hour ago. Fresh, fresh, fresh. And same with the front bumper. Fresh and crisp. And same on this side. Perfect. And perfect around there, nice and sharp.